Hi, and welcome to our Facebook Friday. I hope you guys have had a good week. Let me adjust the slide a little bit so you don't have such a big glare. And happy Friday. It's always nice to get to this point. Let me grab my adhesives. There you go. I ended up staying on to work a little bit later today and feel like I'm kind of not as organized as I would like to be. I hope you guys have had a good week. Today started the double rewards. As many of you know, they are now doing Stampin' Rewards for 10% of your order for anything over $20. And today and tomorrow, they are having double rewards. So if you normally get 10%, today and tomorrow, you'll get 20% for anything that you order, which is really nice. And you will get that in addition to the card kit that we are going to do today. Let me grab some dimensionals, and I think we should be good to go after that. All right, so the card kit that we are going to put together today is going to use this Tags to Go stamp set, which is really fun. It has a lot of cute things. You have this little, like, I would call it like a map marker or a you are here type thing. You have the heart, and then you have this little frame, one for a date, which is cute. This would be great for a scrapbook page. Congrats. Enjoy. This little arrow. Today marks an adventure. You are going places. Life detours are better with you. Welcome home and far away but close at heart. Lots of cute things. If you order the dies, we're going to use quite a few of these today. If you do place an order with me between now and next Thursday, I will send you a card kit to make the 3 cards that we're making today, and everything will already be die cut for you. But we're going to use a lot of these die cuts, and so really fun set that we're using. The paper for this is I think it's On the Go. Yes, On the Go Designer Series paper. Super cute. Lots of great colors in it. As you can tell, it uses a lot of our new strawberry slush. And also, this paper will not be available for you to order until next Tuesday. But our card kit will be using the strawberry slush, and I will be sending you some of that if you place an order with me. So really fun. When you get your card kit, everything will be cut, die cut, dry embossed, and punched. I don't think. Yes, we are using one punch for you. And so it will be ready for you to just stamp and assemble. If you do not have this Tags to Go set, I would recommend putting that as part of your order for the stamp set. Everything will already be die cut for you, so you don't have to have the dies. But if you do, it'll be nice to have them for later. But the stamps would be nice, but if you don't have these, you can use some that you already have. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. There are a couple of different things that I'll be talking about at the end, but anyway, so we will kind of go through those at the end. So your card kit will come to you just like this, and we are going to start with a Shy Shamrock cardstock base, which is a really fun color that we haven't used a lot in many of our card kits. And then you will have a piece of crushed curry, and then some of this cute designer series paper. So before we adhere this to the crushed curry, I'm going to take our strawberry slush ink pad. And if you don't have this color, which if you're not a demonstrator, you probably do not, you could use a different color ink. You could use the Shy Shamrock. You could use the crushed curry. You could do just about any color. But we're going to take the little heart and we're just going to stamp a heart on a couple of these tags that are on here. So let me set this off to the side so I don't end up with ink all over them. And we're just going to ink that up and put a heart on a couple of these. I think the strawberry slush color is really pretty. My understanding is this is a returning color. I was not with Stampin' Up! Whenever they had it before. So it's a new color to me. But it's just really kind of pretty. It's a pink, but it's, I don't know, it's like a bright pink. Isn't that just cute? So we are going to put that on our cards. I'll set that there. Hopefully it won't. Let me set it somewhere else in case it falls. All right, so we are going to take this piece of designer series paper and adhere this to our crushed curry. And this will just have a small border around it. Okay, and then we are going to adhere this to the center of our Shy Shamrock card. And we are just going to use, you can use whatever adhesive you would like. I did not use dimensionals on this. I just used regular multi-purpose glue because I'm going to be popping up the tag that we put on here. So I was trying not to make it super tall or popped up, I guess is a better way to put that. All right, so then you will have a couple of pieces of designer series paper. You'll have one that is in the Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash, one that is in the Strawberry Slush, and then a piece of crushed curry. So what we're going to do is we're going to layer these. We're going to put this one kind of in the middle, but more a little bit over to the left maybe. And by the way, these cards were inspired by some cards that I saw by Melissa Faust. I thought they were just super cute. And so I used a lot of the ideas for these came from her. So we are going to just kind of put that in the middle. And the way I'm going to kind of layer this, and you'll see it as it comes together, is I'm not going to make all of my edges super even because I just want to put a little bit of separation there just to kind of make it a little interesting. So then we're going to put this strip kind of in the center of that, but also kind of not quite to the edge of the Strawberry Slush piece of designer series paper. Trying not to flip that over. Okay, so see how I kind of didn't make it go all the way to the edge, and then over here it went just a little further over. And then this piece is going to kind of go just like this. So it will go a little further to the left and kind of even with the Shy Shamrock paper on that side. So let's put a little bit of adhesive on this. And I'm kind of just putting my adhesive in the middle because I don't want it hanging off the edges. So then we will put this kind of right here. And maybe, there we go. Try to get it straight so that it's not cockeyed whenever you look at it. There we go. So just kind of put it to where these are layered just a little. It's a little more haphazard. All right, and then you will have this black tag in your packet, and we are going to take, you will have about a 3-inch piece of the Shy Shamrock ribbon. We are going to take that and just thread that through this hole. So now you're going to get to see my threading skills, and hopefully we can make this work. It does fray on the end, and we will trim that so that we won't have that end. And then what you're going to do is, once you have it through here, I'm just going to kind of lay it down, and then you'll have a piece of this twine that is the strawberry slush twine. So I'm going to just tie a bow with that on top of there. So I'm going to take some scissors or something and just kind of hold this down. Oops. So that I can tie a bow on top of this. If I can coordinate my fingers to do what my brain is telling it. Here we go. And then I don't want to tie this super tight because I don't want it to make, but you want it to, you know, make a little bit of a knot. And then we'll just tie a quick bow and then kind of pull our ends so that the bow is the size that we want it to be. Okay? So then once you have that, just kind of play with it a little bit. Let's see. Whoops. Maybe just a little bit smaller. There we go. Just kind of shape it. Okay. So now I'm just going to trim these ends to where it's not super long. I always try to give you ribbon or twine a little bit longer than what I think you'll need, because it's always better to have too much than not enough. There's nothing worse than trying to work with something and it's just a little bit too short. So we will kind of trim that ribbon a tad. Stick our scissors back. And then we are going to put this over here, and then we will stamp our words to go on here. Okay, so before we put that on here, let's go ahead and stamp our words. And this is just going to be a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to stamp "you" or "going places," and then cut this to where we can just kind of put it the way we want it to be. All right, so stamp that like that. And for some reason, when I am using these types of stamps, the ones that are the red rubber, I can't ever seem to stamp in a straight line. Not sure why. So I'm just going to use my scissors and kind of trim this and just make it straight. There we go. Because we're just going to cut out each one of these words anyway. So in this case, it's okay that it's not totally straight because we're going to be cutting it anyway. Oops. And then places. There we go. And you're going. All right. So now that we have that, we're going to put just a little bit of glue on the back of each one of these. So we'll start with the word your. And I'm just going to put, I think this would be a cute graduation card or a cute card for someone who has just, you know, gotten a college degree, or someone who maybe just retired and, you know, they're getting ready to go off on a new adventure. You can use it for a lot of things, but it's just kind of a fun. Let's see if I can get just a little bit of glue and not too much. Sometimes it's hard not to have that just squeeze out on you. All right. So let's do this one. Just kind of put it in the middle. Oops, I almost stuck my ribbon in that. And then we'll do the final one. The nice thing is this glue does dry clear. So if you're like me and you put just a little more than you wanted and it's kind of oozing out just a little, I usually will take a Kleenex or, whoops, just knock something over. A Kleenex, or you could use a paper towel and just kind of dab it to where you take some of that excess off. And then that way you don't end up with glue everywhere. All right, so now I am going to put this up on dimensionals. So let's grab just a couple of our larger dimensionals, and we will put those on the back of here. Do you guys have any big plans for the weekend? I think some of our storms have finally passed, so hopefully we won't get a lot more rain. That would be nice. All right, and then just kind of do this. You know, I think I'm going to trim this ribbon just a little bit shorter so it's not sticking off the top of the card. I'll do that. And then maybe do this one right here. Here we go. That way our ribbon is not quite hanging off. There you go. And then for the the embellishments, we are going to use the adhesive back sparkle gems. As you can tell, I love these. I just think they are really cute. And by the way, in your card kit, I will include a few of the gems in your card kit, along with the twine and the ribbon, so that you will have everything you need to assemble your cards. Because you will be getting rewards now, and we're not using host rewards any longer, I won't be offering a free pack of embellishments, but obviously you can put those on your order if you would like those, and then you'll have a full pack. But you will have enough in your card kit to complete your cards. So here is card number 1. How fun. All right, so let's do our next card. I think this one, you'll have to let me know which one is your favorite. But I love the colors in this. And this is our new strawberry slush card base. But it's just really pretty. You know, it kind of reminds me of an ice cream cone. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your DSP and adhere that to the center of your card base. Look how fun this paper is. This is on the back of the sheet that we're using. But if you're a scrapbooker, this is a great designer series paper to get. It's called On the Go. But it has a lot of these journaling squares that you can cut out and rectangles to put on your scrapbooking pages. And if you're like me, I can't ever seem to write in a straight line. So it's nice to have those lines on there to kind of help that out. All right, and then you will have two pieces of, or two squares. One will be basic white, and the other one is this other fun designer series paper. And these are both squares. So we are going to adhere the white one and kind of adhere it at a slant. And so you will just have it maybe go this way, just a little. It's not going to be an enormous slant because you want to make sure it all stays on the card base or within the designer series paper. And then we are going to take the other one and slant it in the opposite direction. Okay? And I'm just going to use regular adhesive. You can use seal if you prefer seal, but I am actually using the multi-purpose glue because it gives me a little more time to kind of move it around if I want to change where it's actually on the paper. All right, so now what you're going to have is in your kit, you will have a punched circle, and then you will have this piece, which was die cut with the Everyday Arches dies, and then you will have a Shy Shamrock little circle. You'll have a pumpkin pie and a crushed curry little shape, and we are going to use all of those. So before we do anything else, let's do our stamping. And on this one, we're going to stamp "Today Marks an Adventure." So this would be a fun card to send someone if maybe you're going to the park together or you're going on vacation together and you just want to kind of give someone a card to say, I'm excited about what we're planning for the day. All right, so we are going to take our black, and I'm going to use dimensionals and just kind of put that in the center of our card. So let's grab a few dimensionals and put those on here. And I'm just going to adhere that to the center of our card. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece, and I really just kind of want to put it in the center, but I am going to pop it up just a little bit with some dimensionals because I want to tuck the other tags underneath it. So, but I'm just going to mainly put these in the middle part of this so that I don't block the way for me to tuck stuff underneath it. All right, so we'll put that right there. Now we're going to take our little crushed curry and we're going to put some, you can use mini glue dots if you want. I'm actually going to use a little bit of adhesive and just tuck that down. And where the small hole is, I'm going to tuck that underneath the tag so that you don't see that. So we will take that and just kind of put it right under there. And that way we get the effect without seeing the hole. And then we're going to take this pumpkin pie and do the same thing and kind of tuck it up underneath here. So let's put a little bit of adhesive along the top part of this. And like I said, you could use mini glue dots if that is a better idea to you than regular glue. Or you could use the other adhesive also. So there we go. I'm just going to kind of tuck it up like that. And then let some of this pumpkin pie hang out the other side. And then the last but not least is our Shy Shamrock. And we're going to kind of put it here. And again, we're going to tuck the hole underneath the tag so that it's not visible. So I'm not using a lot of adhesive, but as long as you get enough on there for it to stay and not move on you, I think that's the most important thing. Okay? So then you will have, this is another one of our new ribbons. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. It is called Gold Striped Ribbon, I guess. I don't see anything else. But it is like, it has gold on it, and it has a sheer part of it. But it's super cute. But you will have a piece of this in your card kit. And I am just going to make a bow. I really like this ribbon. It's probably about a 1/2 inch, I think, wide. And it's super easy to work with. The other thing that's kind of fun, and I did this on one of the card kits that I recently designed using the Celebratory Sips set, but you can use blends and color this, and it just kind of gives it a really pretty effect. All right, so let's cut this. Let's set that off to the side. Trim off the other side of our bow. There we go. And then we will use a mini glue dot to adhere this to the side of our tag. And just kind of put this right here. And then we will take our adhesive back sparkle gems, and let's put a few of these black ones on there. So let's see, we'll do one right here. We'll do a smaller one, maybe over here. I love these adhesive back sparkle gems because they just really kind of, I don't know, they're all different, as you can see. The clear ones are really pretty too. I tend to use a lot of the black, and then there's also a champagne color. Here, I'll show you what those look like. They look more like this. And as you can tell, I use these a lot. They are well loved in my stash, and I use them quite a bit. So this is card number 2. How fun. Today marks an adventure. Definitely is a card that if you gave it to someone as you were leaving on a trip, I think they would be excited to get it. Hopefully. So, all right. And here is the last card that we're going to do. It is another colorful card with a lot of little pieces that will all be die cut for you. Whoops, there's our little key we don't want to lose. Okay, so you will start off with a pumpkin pie cardstock base, and then you will have a piece of designer series paper that we are going to adhere to the middle of the card. Actually, I said the middle. I think we want to leave a little more room at the bottom than we do at the top. It's not going to be a lot, but a little more. And so you want to kind of, but you'll be centering it from side to side. There we go. So, okay. And then you will have a piece of Shy Shamrock and a piece of black. These are the same length. So you will just want to glue this to where this is in the middle. So let's go ahead and put those pieces together. There we go. Whoops. And this is why we like the glue, because then we can kind of give ourselves a second to get that to adhere where it needs to be. All right, and next we're going to just adhere this to the middle. So I'm going to use dimensionals for this. So we will put a few of the dimensionals down. So as I was saying earlier today and tomorrow are double rewards days. So if you place an order with me between now and next Thursday, I will send you this card kit for free if it's over $35. But for any order over $20, you will get double rewards. So, for example, if your order is $20, you would normally get a $2 Stampin' Rewards, and today and tomorrow you will get 4. So that is kind of nice that they are giving you that opportunity to get a little bit more, and then you can use those either on your next order, or you can let them add up and use them all at once. So it's kind of up to you, however you want to do that. All right, so you will have this little white tag, and we are going to stamp on that, "Life's detours are better with you," and I'm just going to use Memento Black. And we will do that on the top part of the tag. Okay, and then on the bottom part, I want to stamp a heart with the Azure Afternoon. So let me grab, I want to use that same heart that we used earlier. So let me grab my chamois so that we can clean our stamp. Here we go. So let's just clean this off real quick. All right, and then we will use the Azure Afternoon and stamp a heart kind of at the bottom part. I like the way this tag is kind of perforated. It's just cute. So, alrighty. And then we will take, I am just going to glue this flat because I don't want it to pop up anymore. I've already got this part of the card popped up, so I want this part to be flat. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive kind of in the middle, just so we don't add quite so many dimensions. Whoops. Okay, so then I'm going to kind of put this down. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I almost messed this up. You will have 3 pieces of the twine, and this is part of the On the Go suite. It's called Pack Your Bags Twine 3-pack. You can order this individually, though. It's super cute, and you will have 3 pieces, and they come in the Shy Shamrock, the Azure Afternoon, and the they make me nervous too, Betsy. And then the Strawberry Slush. But we're going to take this and run this through our tag before you put glue on it, hopefully. Unlike what I just did. But I think we can still make it work. So we're going to put this through here. And then take this, if I can get it to work for me. Let's see. My green is twisted. Hey, Anna. Let's see. I just kind of show how human I am. I kind of messed up. I started to put glue on the back of this and then realized that I hadn't put the twine through yet. And I was like, oops, let's do that first. It'll be easier now than it will be after it's on the card. So, let's see. Did I get all that in there right? I think I did. Whoops. Nope. I think this little piece needs to go in too. Let's see if we can tuck that in there. Here we go. See, anytime you want to see how to fix your mistakes, this is a great place to find out. There we go. We actually got it. Yay. Okay, so now I'm going to put just a little bit more glue just to make sure that that hasn't completely dried. Hopefully, you will put your twine on before you put glue on the back. And then we are just going to stick that down like that. And then we will trim the twine at the top so that it's not hanging off the edge of the card. So I'm just going to kind of trim it all off. There we go. I love the colors in this twine. I just think it's really cute, and it just kind of makes it fun. And then you will have, with your order, these 3 keys. So you'll have an azure afternoon, a pumpkin pie, and a black. And we are just going to adhere these with glue. I'm going to use the regular glue. You could use glue dots if you want, but we're going to be brave and try this. And hopefully we don't wind up with glue everywhere. Whoops, there we go. And like I said, I try not to be super heavy-handed with it because I don't really want it oozing out. If it does, you can always just take something and dampen it. And then we are just going to put this down here and try to get it straight. And this is what I do like about the green glue, is that it gives you a minute to kind of, you know, wiggle it if it's not in the position you would like. Yeah, I think so too, Anna. It's really pretty. All right, and then you're going to take this pumpkin pie key, and we're actually going to put this at a little bit of an angle. Obviously, you can put it in any direction you want because it's your card, but I kind of like the angle thing because then I don't have to try to get it straight. So that's my way of making up for my lack of getting things straight all the time, is just, whoops, and I dropped it. Oh, goodness. There we go. All right. But that way I don't have to try and get everything straight all the time. I can just put it at an angle. So that's what we're going to do. And then you will take this little bitty black key. This is the one that's really fun to try and get glue on. And we will put just a tad of glue on it. See if we can get it to come out and not go flying. There we go. And then we will put this kind of at another angle to where it just kind of fills up that space right there. And so this is kind of what it's going to look like. And then let's use our adhesive back sparkle gems, and we will kind of decorate this up and kind of bring some of that black out. So I'm going to put, tell you what, I'm going to put a big one kind of up here on the orange. I'm going to put another big one down here. I said orange, pumpkin pie. And then we'll put a smaller one down here to kind of put those next to each other. And then let's put a couple more just because I really like these. We'll do one here. And then we will do one more down here in the corner of our little tag. So this is our final card. And again, if you place an order with me of $35 or more, I will send you, let me get all 3 cards out. I will send you a card kit to make these 3 cards. They're so fun. I really like these. I love the colors in this set. I'm trying to make sure you can see this. And then here is the other one. But what I will do is you will get a card kit to make all 3 of these. It will have everything cut, die cut, and punched for you. And I will also include enough ribbon, twine, and embellishments for you to do these 3 cards with the number of embellishments that you see on these. Today and tomorrow are the double rewards. If you are not a part of my email list, then you can go to, if I can get this to come down so you can see everything, you can go to my website and join my email list, and then that way you will see all of the card kits and stuff that I have coming out. I will be offering, or I shouldn't say will be, I am offering a retreat to go this month, and it will get shipped out in a couple of weeks. I think you still have at least another week to sign up. I don't remember the exact day, and I don't have my calendar in front of me. And so you can do that. My club will end, the registration for my club will end on the 15th, and I will show the cards for that next week. But they are using the Sweet Blooms set, which is really pretty. So lots of fun things. The new catalog begins this coming Tuesday. I will be doing a BOGO sale if you are wanting to buy some of the catalog stuff and get other items for free. I will be doing that in 2 weeks from tomorrow. So if you'll go to my Facebook, my Inky Creations Facebook page, there is a link on there to join the BOGO Facebook page or group. And then that way you can see all of the photos in 2 weeks from tomorrow of what is out there for that. So lots of fun things coming up in the next few weeks. If you're a part of my email list, you will also see that I am doing an In Color Club and offering paper and ribbon shares. So join that group, and that way you can get the latest and up-to-date news. And then you can kind of follow me to see what other fun card kits we're going to make. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching, whether you're watching live now or whether you're watching the replay. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, guys.